Good morning, everyone. Kate Bora and Fiona Pearman joining you live this week to continue our conversation around building brand and profile. And I think the important place that we want to start, last week we talked about what gets in the way. And I think if you haven't looked at that, it's really worthwhile to go back and dig into this, because that's certainly a piece you want to reflect on. But today we're going to talk about, who and how you go about building brand and profile. And I think the starting point always with our work in this space is what is your outcome? What are you seeking to achieve? And being really specific here, is it about building profile with a particular stakeholder so you can get access or be invited into conversations or a project? Is it potentially about getting stakeholders on board to understand your skill, your capability, and your experience so that, when it becomes time for promotions or pay rise conversations, that they're across that and they're, they'll support you in that piece, but being really specific around what we're seeking to achieve.
Yes, the more clarity, the more you know who it is you want to influence, who you want to be impacted by, what you want to share, the easier it will be to go about that process. And, it's always great to think of people within your organization who you'd like to know more about what you do. It's also really good to think about who else beyond, your immediate organization, who else in your industry, what other colleagues, what other peers may also be really worthwhile connecting with and sharing some of the great work that you're up to.
Yeah, so start with the why, and then the why leads you into who is the best person, like who should I be seeking to influence? I think the challenge here is often what we see happen when we think about building brand and profile, and people are really excited and proactive around this space, is they just kind of look at the system and think, oh, it's this person, or it's a CEO, or it's that leader, without really explicitly thinking through joining the dots, without really thinking about, this is the outcome I'm seeking to achieve, and who would be the best person, who is the key influencer in terms of perhaps that decision or that opportunity, and then being able to identify that that's the person I'm going to focus my time and energy on. Because the reality is we can't build brand and profile with everyone, particularly in this virtual environment, even more so than ever. So being able to have a clear why, which then will predefine who, and then that really leads you into the piece around what is it you want to be known for. And I think that's another really important discrete piece of thinking that we want to do, because for most of us, we have deep skill, capability, experience, lots of different, contributions, wins, lots of different things we can do. We don't have the time, the capacity, nor do they have the time and the capacity to be across all of that. So there's a really important skill here about being able to distill, specifically what's important to share with that particular stakeholder. What is it that they need to know about you?
Yes, I think we underestimate the importance of getting really short, sharp, succinct pieces that are actually going to be meaningful and relevant to the people that we've identified. Because as you say, people don't have the bandwidth to take it all in. And if we fumble around and we take a long time, people are time poor. So the way in which we deliver the message, and having really thought about that and really considered what is it that's going to be meaningful to them, and what is the language I need to use, and how am I going to share, if it's a win, if it's a project I'm working on, maybe it's that you want to ask a really great question, getting to that quite fast so that you can then get the benefit of their experience. They can see your curiosity. They can see the way you're leaning into learning. All of those things are just as important as building brand and profile as it is to, showcase what you've done well.
Yeah, we always talk about personal brand is everything you say and do and everything you don't say and do. So I think your point, Fee, there around, yes, what you say, right? What you share, the questions, the achievements, asking the good questions, that's important. How you do it is important as well. And so to your point, if you are waffling, if you're not clear about your message, that is a reflection, and that will impact how they see you as well. So yes, the what's important, don't get over invested or caught up in that. Think about the how as well. To your point, Fee, be really specific. People have a tendency to stay really generic. Whenever we've done personal brand workshops, people always kind of say strategic thinking or good communication. Our challenge is always to go deeper. I liken it to, don't give me a 2D version of of your branded profile. Give me the 3D version. Give me what's uniquely you. Give me the color, bring it to life, and be really specific. Perhaps it's around what's the 2 or 3 things that are most important right now based on the outcome that I'm seeking to achieve here. So be really specific. And I think your piece around short, succinct, absolutely, and relevant, absolutely relevant to your goal.
Yes. So the more that we can get good at this and we can learn how to do it off the cuff, casually, easily, the more we'll actually have that impact and influence we're looking for. So if you've really enjoyed this, we'd love for you to share it or tag friends and colleagues. If you'd like to learn more about our core confidence work, you can go to our website, www.coreconfidence.com.au. And if you'd like to hear more of these, please like us, our Facebook page, and get notified when we're going live.